Well, I missed a few matches. I think I missed a few matches. I dropped in right at Brock and Cody.
Oh, then you only missed one match.
I only missed one. Okay.
Ricochet and Logan Paul.
Good. Because I heard that was a big
ass boob. A booby.
A big overrated mess.
Can't land a shit but want to flippy do all the time.
Is that what it basically was?
Yeah, like it was a bunch of Spanish. Like they tried to do a Spanish fly off the apron again, and they landed on their feet, and it was just like you didn't stick the landing at all. Like it looks. And then they did another one when they were running at each other from outside of the ring into a Spanish fly, and Logan almost fucking broke his neck, bro. Like it was bad.
They're not. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I could say they don't have good chemistry or what, but yeah, they just tend to be too rambunctious.
I don't even think it's the chemistry more than I need fans to stop boosting Logan Paul up so much. Yes, he is great for an amateur, but now y'all are putting him in spots and doing all these things where people 4 or 5 years down the line are doing. And that's
or even not doing.
Or not doing.
They're not even doing it yet.
And that's where it's going wrong.
You know what? I can see what you're saying. Like they overrated him too much.
And now he has to really sit there and
top himself
every time. And it's like he did get ridiculously high in his splash. Like for some reason he got some bounce.
Logan gets he gets some hang time.
Yeah,
definitely.
But other than that, he won the match. I only knew that from watching the highlights. I didn't watch the match either. That's the only match I didn't see. So
I did see Logan Paul at the Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, he did. You know what?
In his wrestling gear,
he is now officially the best to ever do it. Just because he left from where was it in Detroit, flew to Texas or somewhere that his brother's was in his private jet and got there in time before his brother fought.
Wow.
In his wrestling attire. He didn't even change.
Part of that had to be for the look though. Because it's kind of a spectacle.
Yeah, you know, I respect Logan for not killing Kayfabe. You know, he's just fresh off. Like if he came in dripped up in something else, they were like, "Nigga, weren't you just in the match? That was mean. It wasn't live."
Yeah. It kind of brought like they almost even in the match they had to like acknowledge.
Yeah, they acknowledged
WWE.
Yeah,
they were like, he's still in his wrestling gear, guys.
Yeah, he was like, he just finished SummerSlam. They called it out and everything. They titled it and everything. So yeah.
So I mean, it brought it to a little bit of a mainstream. So that that little look can actually go a long way. But yeah, I heard the match wasn't very much. It wasn't critically acclaimed.
Let's
just say I heard people didn't like it.
I would say I'd give it a C- just from the highlights. It wasn't a failure.
I wasn't that excited about. The only thing that made me go oh okay was when Logan said, "Hey Ricochet, I'm gonna have your girl saying that I'm the winner of the match."
That shit was That's
a pretty good line.
That is. Yeah. And she's one of the hottest to do it too.
She's pretty fucking.
She's gorgeous, delicious, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually follow her on Twitter.
I do too
because I love watching her videos.
I remember we were actually doing watch along one time, and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" Yeah. I ain't never lost sight since.
I still don't know her name, by the way.
I put Ricochet's bitch, and it came up.
Really? You probably put bitch too, right? So Brock versus Cody just looked. I mean, it was really more to me. It seemed like about the story because the end was Brock finally giving Cody respect.
Listen, it was all to just put more gaslight on Cody Rhodes. Him having his own documentary, and they talked about the documentary with like a 2-minute commercial right after the match. Just as he was like, he went from American, now he's Cody Rhodes. Like, okay, bro, he has no gold. Why are y'all doing this so much?
He doesn't really have any stripes to really talk about.
The biggest stripe is Vince McMahon went to his house to get him back.
And now really his biggest stripe is that he beat Brock Lesnar twice.
No.
It's like,
and for Brock to like take off his gloves, throw him in the ring, shake his hand, hug him. I hate this cowboy Brock, bro. Everybody seems to love him. I fucking hate him. That Dean Ambrose outfit. His shorts keep ripping every time he fucking wrestles.
What was up with that? Yeah.
Every time he wrestles, them shorts rip.
He was like wearing a what is it called?
Swim trunks, bro.
Something, yeah, like
nylon,
a swim skirt. Well, that part I didn't really bother me too much because it was just like, all right, it's the wrap of their thing. But I'll give you this. There's two angles to this.
Yeah.
One, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that Cody isn't over because there's a lot of people trying to go, Cody's not over. He's not.
Yeah.
People love him. People fucking love him.
After LA Knight, top selling merch.
Definitely. He's number 2.
Yeah.
And he competes, I think, with LA Knight on Pops.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But the thing is when you look at a LA Knight, you go, well, LA Knight has a promo, he has catchphrases, he could wrestle. He actually wrestled pretty well on the Battle Royal.
The Battle Royal.
We can get to that too.
Which of course they had to give it to him. Well, yeah, we get to that in a minute.
That whole Battle Royal was just for LA Knight.
As soon as I saw him in the battle, I was like, oh, LA Knight's the winner. I went and got something to eat, came back, and he won that shit.
Yeah. Again, but back to Cody, I'm not gonna pretend he's not over. I just don't get it. And I don't know if you feel the same way. I think he's a likable guy.
Yeah.
Him as a wrestler, I don't feel it
I
as
personally
much.
feel bad. I think I personally feel that Vince feels bad that Dusty is in the Hall of Fame, didn't really have gold like that or anything to that manner. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do the diligent to Dusty with Cody.
Well, I'm getting the feeling of this too, where I'm almost getting the Roman Reigns feel, where they're going, okay, this is the generation. This is the 3rd generation or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think Cody might be second. Yeah. So they're trying to tell the story that they're better than their past generation. They've evolved.
They're evolving
to way better.
You know what?
You get what I'm saying?
I can see that. I understand what you're saying. I can see that.
Because they're doing that with
why
Roman.
the fuck they didn't help Ted DiBiase get out of jail?
Isn't it crazy that the $1 million kid got arrested for like credit card
fraud, yeah.
fraud? Like a Haitian.
Like a Haitian from Miami.
Right? Oh shit. He's fucked.
He really is.
Well, I'm just saying I don't get the Cody thing. I'm not mad at it though. It doesn't piss me off.
The match was actually what they like it's Brock. Like for me, we already discussed before that Brock is supposed to be somebody that kind of, when you wrestle him, is supposed to give you a little bit of nuance if you win. You know what I'm saying? When Roman Reigns destroyed him, had him underneath the table, we for a split second thought Roman Reigns was a monster. Like he can't be defeated. Now Brock, all he did the whole match was like he did a few suplex. He threw Cody out the ring. Every time he hit a suplex, he'd throw him out the ring for the 10 count. Cody would come in right at 9. Like right
That's
before
honestly
10.
that's where I started like skipping ahead.
That
a little
shit
bit.
was so bad. Like for me, I was like, come on, this shit's Rudy Poo.
Yeah.
Like it could have gotten better than that. And the fact that Cody Rhodes, if you would have asked me last year, would I believe Cody Rhodes could endear a fucking F5 outside of the ring, an F5 through a table, and come back in and start swinging like he just never got F5? Get the fuck. I can't believe that.
It's plot armor.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's like all of a sudden, because he started his own company, he came back and returned. Now I don't understand where it's like, what's different about this Cody other than the goofy neck tattoo and the blonde hair? Like, and the name that he's the American Nightmare. Like, what is Cody doing differently in his wrestling that makes it go like, okay, I get it now?
I want to believe that the Cody Rhodes that we knew back then when he was the mid-card WWE and this Cody Rhodes is a totally different person. That one's dead. This is AEW Cody Rhodes, and now he's in WWE having a spotlight, like you once said.
This is how they're treating it. They're treating it like this is, to me, I'm seeing it like this. Remember Triple H when before he went through his feud with Cactus Jack?
Yeah.
With Mick Foley. They've made him feud with Mick Foley to give him that edge where you go, okay, oh shit, Triple H is like a problem actually. He's the cerebral assassin now. He's got the sledgehammer.
To be honest, he didn't become a problem until he blew his quads and then came back and he was like...
He was fucking jacked. Yeah.
That's when he became that man.
But I think that was all after the Mick Foley stuff, no?
It was after the Mick Foley.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. They're treating the Cody thing like he went through the Mick Foley feud and he got the edge. But he never went through the thing that gave him the edge. He just went to a different company.
Yeah.
And it's not like he went to AEW and became like a backyard wrestler and was wrestling on
now, mind you,
barbed wire.
I've had heard them say that he went to AEW and got tougher. You remember he took like
the lashes and all that.
Yeah. That's what they're going off of.
I guess in wrestling story, line.
AEW didn't
fair.
really have disqualifications in their matches. So they are doing a lot of fans
guess
and
it's
stuff. Was like,
justified.
oh, everybody thinks it's a. Which leads me to a topic real quick. How come Cody Rhodes pulled up a stairs off of the freaking banister and hit him with the steel steps and don't get disqualified? Wrestling in all reality, y'all never disqualify anybody if they get hit with them steel steps. Is it because it's planted in the ring, so it's not like it's a.
It's more like it was in the way. You know when they do the Irish whip into the stairs?
Always, bro. Never once get disqualified unless it's a count out.
Because it's almost, I guess the idea is that you can't prove that it was on purpose. He just happened to Irish whip him there. It's a heel move.
That I believe. But then when you fucking pick it up and slam someone's arm with it, you're not getting disqualified.
That's a good point.
Yeah, man. Like that shit was.
We do have to have like a segment on the show called like Wrestling Logic or something where it's like there's things that make sense but don't make sense. You almost have to suspend disbelief.
Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah, I brought up one like that. The person that sets up the table always goes through the table. That's a rule.
That's a rule. Another one that gets what annoys me too is when someone has a little gimmick that they do before their finisher. That logic
like
doesn't like for instance.
Like,
okay, bro, I know you fucking hear
it.
that. So you know what's coming there, and he
know
punches the ground. You hear it, bro. Freaking The Rock going. He's right behind you, bro. You hear it, bro. There's no way you're just gonna. Ooh.
Well, what about when there's a surprise attack and the wrestler's looking at the crowd and the crowd's like, "Oh, he's behind you," and they don't even like react to that.
And they go. Like there's not a big Megatron that shows what the fuck's going on in the ring, and
that
you're like,
too. That you could see from your peripheral if your back is to the fucking thing. Yeah,
bro,
true.
like how many years did the Undertaker have to turn off the fucking lights and turn it back on for you not to know he's behind you, bro?
You should just automatically turn around.
You should automatically get the fuck out the ring when the lights turn on. He's gonna be right there in the middle of the ring.
Well, I don't know if you ever, when you go live, they don't actually like it's not actually pitch black.
It isn't
like
pitch
it is
black.
on TV. They actually make it black. Yeah. They just make a black
It's always
screen.
funny because I've been to a lot of shows. It's always funny seeing that tall ass nigga Mark crawl in the ring real quick and get over. He's just standing there like.
And he has that moment where he has to like kind of straighten himself out.
Yeah, he does that every time. And they turn it back on. He's like, all right, bro. I watched you for the last 45 seconds scramble into the ring.
You watch it and you go, some things are just better on TV.
A lot, for real.
Yeah. What else? Okay, so we were at Brock Lesnar, Cody finally. That's the end of that feud. Good riddance.
Good riddance.
I was so bored with that fucking feud.
Then it was the 30-man Rumble.
Again, just a match to have LA Knight on the show. That's pretty much what it is.
Just to have a win.
Yeah.
Even though because I think it was a redemption from Friday. Because I watched him on Friday and he was looking really sloppy. So
really,
yeah, he came out and they actually said it on the show too. They're like, oh, it's a better performance than last night.
I was actually watching him closely in the Battle Royal because I was like, let me actually pay attention at his wrestling because I'm more of his promo, his character. He's not a bad wrestler.
He's not a bad wrestler.
He's a little. This is the thing about LA Knight. He's a little sloppy, but I kind of like it because if you watch Attitude Era Wrestling, it was very sloppy.
All sloppy.
Extremely sloppy.
Yeah. One thing
it gave it a little bit of character.
Yeah, so. I get it now with the emulation of other characters. I get it now. The kick the arm. He look.
The Rock, yeah.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he had a little bit more of a flashy elbow drop.
Yeah, and he was going to hit a stunner last night.
Well, no, he has a move, and I made a prediction on Twitter. He has this move. I think it's called the Rorschach or something like that.
Something to that effect.
I have a feeling that he's gonna adapt the RKO at some point. I think he's gonna take that.
His move is more of a forward stunner. It's supposed to look more like a net breaker DDT front ways, not instead of inverted.
It's like a forward DDT.
Yeah, forward DDT. Yeah, something to that or snap.
I don't like it though.
I don't like it either. I think it's either gonna go into the RKO or it's gonna go into the stunner.
I think because Kevin Owens has the stunner. I think
Kevin Owens is
no. I have a theory.
he's injured bad, bro.
Oh, he might be done.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
His back is fucked up.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like a heavy dude. So that's going to fuck him up.
They're going to either, if he does stay, he's not doing the stunner anymore.
That might be what it is that fucked him up. Doing that stunner.
Grayson Waller does that roll-in stunner.
Now, that's a good thing that you brought up.
Cody does a stunner.
I did like the thing where they did with the Grayson Waller and Miz.
Yeah, that's going to be something.
I think they're going to actually be a tag
ignorant
team.
fucks.
Yeah.
And then they're going to break up because they're shows.
Yes. Maybe they'll combine the shows or something, and it'll be too. Here's the thing: whenever Miz teams up with somebody, it's always fucking gold.
Always
gold. So I think that will actually bring great because Grayson Waller is floundering right now, and his show sucks.
And his costume sucks.
He just sucks.
Big ass 1990 boxer shorts. Like, get over yourself.
I don't get it. Big gym shorts and gloves. Why?
Are you not a wrestler? Is that what it is?
Are you a Mad Max driver?
Yeah.
What the fuck? So I do like that they may team those two together. They did a nice little variant of the moves.
I like that they took Omos off the show for a while and brought him back to do the same exact thing he always did.
Do nothing to get eliminated
and I'm tired.
by everybody.
I just need him to stop talking because he says the same thing over. And what? What?
I just still can't put my finger on what he's missing. Like
talent.
Maybe.
Like I said before, he's the great Black Quali.
I love that. I would love to argue with you, but it's like I see something in him, but it's just like, bro.
We saw something in the great Quali in the longest yard. Vince brought him in.
You're right.
Total fail.
We forgot that was just what is it? Hollywood magic.
This is when we're gonna have a freaking Nigerian beatbox competition or some shit like that.
Yeah, right.
And then he's got the company.
Shout out to Platinum Ham. Blunt Force Trauma is LA Knight's
Blunt
finisher.
Force Trauma.
Somebody has the Rorschach.
Yeah.
I think LA Knight's gonna change his move. I think I'm still fine with where he's at. They gave him a specific match.
Yeah.
Just for him to win
Just
and
for
have
him.
a spot. That shows WWE. They may have not had something for him, but they gave him something. So gave him a nice moment.
It wasn't even in the match cards, so it's like
It was random.
surprise. Yeah.
I literally think they were just like, we need LA Knight on the card.
Yeah.
It's SummerSlam. So, what else? So we had the women's. I don't even want to talk about Ronda Rousey and Shayna. I just don't even want to.
Bro.
Do we have to?
Regardless of anything in that match, that fucking kick to the head, clean.
Are you being sarcastic? I don't even know. It's
Not the knee to the head, but the kick to the head.
I had a moment while they were doing their entrances where I was like, oh, it's MMA rules. So I was kind of like, hey, maybe WWE might be opening the door to something here.
Yeah.
Where it's like wrestling is kind of too fake now. Maybe they could find a way to make it a little more real.
Yeah.
But it just, I feel like that would have worked more with like maybe a Brock Lesnar and some other MMA guy.
Matt Riddle.
Maybe.
Or Pete Dunne versus Matt Riddle.
Something like that. Like I liked what they were trying. I liked that they tried something, but it just didn't work. It was like it looked good on paper.
It was okay at first until, was it Baszler hurt her arm and the refs was checking on her? Like, this is a UFC only. Like, why are y'all?
Well, I'll tell you the thing with the kick. That's why I was laughing when you said that. Is I get what they were trying to do, and that would have worked if like the prior matches didn't have 45 fucking super kicks throughout them. You know what I mean?
They didn't.
I think they did. I think they had a few super kicks.
The only super kick we got was Sheamus in the Rumble before.
Oh, the Brogue.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Then let me expand that.
Yeah.
if we didn't see super kicks on the fucking weekly basis.
Yeah.
They've completely killed that. So when she took the kick, it was like, okay, you're only selling that because it's MMA rules. And in MMA, a kick to the face is a big deal.
Yeah.
In wrestling, we see that shit every week.
It's a kick to the head, not a kick to the face.
I liked where they were doing the thing where they were being a little more stiff with the punches.
Yeah.
But it's two females doing it. It needed to be men to bring that in.
Yeah.
The brawl for all was better than that. Is that a fair take?
I don't know, bro.
I enjoyed the brawl for all better. Bart Gun versus fucking Butterbean. At least I got to see a guy's fucking head pop off. Crowd was chanting boring.
Yeah.
There's videos of the crowd like going to the concession, going to the bathroom. Like, fuck this match.
Trash.
What did you feel about the triple threat? Asuka, Belair, and Charlotte. You know, I love me some Charlotte.
This is where I get mad at the fans. Because there's points in the match where I'm waiting for them to go, this is boring. And they're chanting, this is awesome. And I don't understand you guys anymore. You do not have to be that way just because they're females.
I'd love to back you on that one, but the match may have not been great, but I don't think it was boring. Because I actually sat through it and watched it.
It was points of the match where it was boring.
I agree with that.
And they did spots that, like we could even say with the UFC match, would have just been executed better if it was males. Like the whole...
I mean, we could say that about everything they do.
The whole Belair knee injury. I don't know if she was really faking it or not when she really hit it the first time on the...
You're right, though. I whenever I see that spot, they tried to do the Mick Foley spot from the Hell in a Cell where he gets out of the stretcher and comes back.
Yeah.
Whenever I see that with females, I say to myself, she would have quit. She just would have quit.
That's why she's the toughest.
Females don't have tenacity like that. They get hurt, they're fucking done. It's over.
But she sold it like a motherfucker, and the cameraman sold it, and everything to that nature sold it.
There was a point though that I do think that she accidentally was selling the wrong knee. I have to rewatch it to see.
Yeah.
But I think there was a point, and that may have been Asuka's fault because she hit the wrong knee. But well, it's the thing that because a lot of people you said were saying that the matches were all like good matches but bad finishes.
Yeah.
This one I think was the opposite. I think it was a somewhat bad match but a good finish. I liked the cash in. The only thing I didn't like was that Belair won, because I don't see why she would have won.
Yeah.
Without the cash in. I thought it would have sold better if it was like Asuka retaining and then maybe she gets injured.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that works with Asuka's character. She's a fucking monster.
Yeah. And Belair already sold that she was injured.
And then you don't want to give Charlotte the win. She's at 15 already.
Yeah.
By the way, I also noticed something.
But Belair was the longest running.
That's true. I noticed something too. Speaking of records, I think they're trying to create a new streak, and they're trying to do it with SummerSlam. Because if you noticed, they had a few people. It was Seth Rollins, I think it was Charlotte, and one other person that they kept saying, if Seth Rollins wins this, he ties Bret Hart for the most consecutive wins at SummerSlam. And then they kept saying Seth Rollins 5-0 at SummerSlam. Like, I think they're going to create a streak with maybe Seth Rollins, where they're going to build that for like 15 years. And then it becomes who beats Seth Rollins at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think they're trying that. I don't think it's going to work the same, but yeah. How do you feel about the cash-in? Io Sky comes
I
in.
knew it was gonna happen.
That took me by surprise. But go ahead.
That took you by surprise.
I actually felt like an idiot that it did, but I just forgot she had it. I guess. But what did you?
As soon as I saw that rink-a-dink pin from Belair for the win, and the fact that she wasn't really celebrating as if she won that shit.
That's good. Yeah, and she was selling the knee.
Yeah.
She was selling it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, she was like, "Fuck," and started crying.
I honestly, at first, I thought it was real.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, when everybody rushed her and they
Yeah.
were all, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
And they cut the camera off, and they're like, "Well, we got to move on with the."
Yeah. They're getting smarter with that.
Yeah.
Because they're catching me a few times with the injury, with the fake injury angles.
It's all about the angles.
Yeah. It's all about the production too, because like you said, it's the cutaway. It's almost like let's try not to shoot it. That makes you feel like it's real. She actually was acting very well. So, yeah, I mean,
But that was it 580, 480.
I'm glad you brought that up. The 450,
The 450.
into her doing the art. What is it called? The figure eight.
Yeah,
That should actually look painful.
that shit was a good spot.
Very good spot. Very good spot. They had a couple good spots, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was a bad match. I don't feel comfortable calling it. I'd love to call a woman's match bad match anytime.
Belair
So
doing a DDT and neck breaker at the same time.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. There was a really bad DDT that happened with Asuka
Oh yeah, from the top rope.
from the top rope. It looked like it was going to be cool.
Yeah,
And then Charlotte did like a front flip and it just, oof. And then they even replayed it. I was like, oh my God, why did they do that? I mean, Io Sky with the belt. I mean,
it's gonna break up Damage Control. Who gives a fuck?
you think so?
Yeah,
I liked how Bailey was all about it though. She was all about the team. Just fucking people up for her.
she was smiling in the ending of the Money in the Bank when she was locked up on the ladder.
Yeah. All right, so let's just get to the main event then.
We still have Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
Right. There was actually some pretty good storytelling there too.
It went back to 7 years.
There was the 7-year stuff, which we talked about before.
Yeah.
That they definitely had story to tell there. And they paid off something that I forgot was when he made the announcement and then was walking up the ramp. Seth Rollins came out and started laughing at him.
Yep.
So it kind of, I totally forgot about that. So when they played that in the video package, I was like, damn, that's a great payoff.
Yeah.
What I did love too was that they didn't, which I always nitpick about, because it was a blood feud.
Yeah.
They started the match like, no, we're ripping each other apart. We're not going to do this tie up and sportsmanship and shit. So, where the ref almost couldn't even start the match at first.
Yep.
So that was good. What do you think about the Damien interference?
It seemed to me that Damien was trying to help. Finn didn't want it at first. Still trying to give it. Got your ass cursed on the briefcase, and yeah.
Well, if you think about in story, it's actually Finn's fault because he didn't trust Damien, and Damien was actually trying to help him.
Yeah.
And then, because the second that he tried to slide the briefcase in, which actually was great, was he slid the briefcase in to give it to Finn. Finn didn't see him do that, but he turned around and sees the briefcase laying there, and then goes, "What are you trying to cash in?" So he took it as like him trying to cash in, and he's like, "No, hit him. You could win." So it was him not trusting Damien that fucked him up.
That's just good.
It makes it so that Damien's actually not the bad guy. So they're trying to save face with him.
Yeah.
And then Finn's going to be the heel.
And Finn's going to win Finn's going to win the title. Damien's going to take that shit.
Do you think Finn kicks Damian out. Because I was getting that feeling a little bit. It's going to ruin the Judgment Day, but I think that's the point.
Yeah. If they kick Damian out, there's no more Judgment Day.
They're gonna have something though, because they're
Karen Cross.
What is that?
Why is he?
Why is that? Yeah, I don't know where they're gonna necessarily go with that. I'm enjoying it though. I think it's all right. I'm not all in, but I think the more important is what's going on with Dominic and Rhea.
Dominic sold that curb stomp.
Yeah. Dominic, I don't know what happened to him, but he fucking took over the wrestling business in a way that his father couldn't. Being a great heel.
Yeah, Ray didn't have it in him.
I think that's why he's showing that he's got his own niche. He stopped trying to be like his father. He sucked when he was trying to be like his father. Didn't even make sense.
You gonna be no Hall of Famer though, but it's all right.
Dominic?
Yeah.
Future Hall of Famer, maybe. He's on the way.
Okay.
He's the best heel in the business right now. Name somebody better. Name somebody you hate more than Dominic.
Gunther.
Good heel. Damn good heel. Classic heel, actually. Foreign. All right, let's get to Roman. Roman versus Jey Uso.
You mean Jay versus Roman Solo.
And Jimmy.
And
Paul Heyman. Paul was doing some work.
Yeah.
Paul was working hard during that match. Paul Heyman was cracking me up during that entire match where while Jay's beating the fuck out of Roman, Paul Heyman's crying also, tears coming down his fucking face, going, "He loves you. This is your family." He was fucking perfect in that match.
Jay was taking out the table. Was like, "Yo, help me get the legs." He was like, "What do you think I am, Devon?"
Oh my god, he's hilarious. I was kind of hoping they were gonna have. I know this is probably a lame fucking idea, but I thought they were gonna have Jey Uso do the old. Remember the old dance they used to do?
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna have him do that because it's tribal. They tried to have like a tribal element.
Yeah, I really thought he was gonna come out with the face paint.
Face paint, he only had the lay on.
Yeah.
Listen, Roman was great in this match, I think. I don't know what you think, but I thought Roman carried this match.
Yeah, it was.
No, you disagree?
No. I mean, Jay had it in the bag.
I'm not saying Jay was bad. I'm just saying Roman, like first off, we almost have to go back to the video package, right? They show the whole thing, like everything that we even talked about. We knew this package was gonna be great, but they showed everything. I didn't even see this promo, but Roman like actually cried on one promo where he did the low blow to Jay. Like the way he sold it, you actually felt like the tribal thing, like that little necklace thing. You felt like that was important. Like that almost took precedence over the title in that match. The way he even held it out to him and was like, "If you win, I'm giving you this."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think that in that part of it, that shit was amazing. Like the family element of it took precedence over the title to me. I know you're kind of wearing dry on the bloodline thing.
Yeah, it's.
I'm back in.
As soon as his leg got dragged out, I was like, "Oh, his brother."
Oh, I knew it too. I'll tell you, I knew it as soon as I saw it in the storyline that because I haven't been watching that Jimmy got sent to the hospital and he wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, he's turning on him."
Yeah.
He's exactly how it happened is exactly how I pictured it. They did have a standoff with Solo and Roman.
Yeah. It was just
stare down.
A little argument that got Roman sent through the barricade.
Yeah. Quick little, we're not on the same page.
Yeah, you're not
my kin. Do you think that kind of gives the idea that maybe Solo joins up with Jay at some point?
Solo ain't joining up with nobody. Solo going solo.
Solo's going to Raw. Fuck this shit. I have the feeling this is why we were when we brought up Kevin Owens. Yeah. I have a feeling they're gonna bring Sammy back into this.
Sammy ain't coming back into that shit.
I think so.
There's no need to.
Why not?
Because he's done off in the storyline.
Yeah, but he's obviously has nothing without Owens. Jay's gonna need some help.
They're not even pushing Sammy no more.
Maybe because he's gonna go back to SmackDown. he's gonna help Jay. Jay needs some backup. It would make sense.
The last thing he did was battle Jay.
Yeah, but now Jay turned on Roman. Sammy was right the whole time. So that you have to have at least the payoff in the storyline where Jay goes like, "Listen, I need your help now."
And that's when he gets Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Hey, I'm not saying that can't happen.
At Rikishi, I'm getting dead on you.
I'm calling dad. Why are you not in on the before we get there? Did you enjoy the match? Did you enjoy the match, the story?
I enjoyed the story. I predicted the turn. Seeing the ending was pretty disappointing. But
why?
I just want the bloodline to end.
You wanted Jay to win and that's it?
It was a great cap off to a victory. If Jimmy came out, he was supposed to super kick the fuck out of Roman. He was supposed to super kick him from the other side, hit the splash, and fucking win. And it didn't happen.
I told you when that day that he cut that promo where he turned on Roman finally, the "I'm out." Oh, you're out and I'm out too. That promo.
Yeah.
Before he said that line, he was going in on Jimmy.
He was.
And I was like, holy fuck, this is actually, I hope they battle. I hope they go at it. Because that promo where it was like they got really personal and you could tell like they were motivated in the, Jay was actually motivated in the promo.
Yeah.
How the match will go down, I don't know if that's going to be good or not. The only thing that kind of sucks too is does it ever root back around to Jimmy or Jay going back for the title again? I don't think so.
So they don't care who's the tribal chief anymore. It's just against them. And that's it.
Well, now it branches off into Jimmy versus Jay. Brother versus brother. Which I think could actually be really, really good. But you're not into it.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. It's just wearing too long?
It's just now going into predictable, like, oh, another thing. Oh, Jimmy comes now, and
that's what I'm saying. Like I wanted to be out, and then when that match went down, I was like, I kind of like it. I just want this to go on and on. It's fucking soap opera wrestling again. Everybody's go ahead.
It's just them on SmackDown every week you're waiting on to listen to.
I just watched the highlights pretty much. That's all I do. I'll just leave it there. I'm looking forward to Jimmy versus Jay. I think it's gonna be good. I think they'll cut some good promos against each other. I want to see where this leads.
It's just gonna be up to payday.
Payback.
Payback, yeah.
Just one match. Jimmy versus Jay has to go on for a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe they do just have one blowout and then it's like brothers. You fight one time with your brother and that's it.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to go on. I don't know.
Because they bring it all the way to SummerSlam. Who wrote? They said Roman's not booked for the next 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He's not due back till November.
Well, here's the good thing about this. The question still remains. Who is going to beat Roman Reigns? I had the feeling of remember the memes? Jesus versus Roman Reigns when his music played at SummerSlam.
When I heard it too, I was like, this nigga don't miss. But all in all, I give that match a B.
Yeah, I was into it.
Yeah.
I was into it. Because then once Solo got involved, it just became about the story.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, the match is over now. It's just let's see how it plays out. The match itself was a little slow. But it was good for like I'll tell you what, like they were hitting the fuck out of each other with the kendo sticks and the chair. Did you see when fucking Jay just shellacked the fuck out of him with that strap?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think Roman actually ran into the crowd because he was like, fuck that. I'm not taking more of that.
That shit.
Oh! I felt it.
What else I felt was that somersault out the ring straight into his back.
Oh, wait, which one?
The first dive out the ring.
Oh, yeah, where he had his hands against the barricade.
That shit hurts.
Looked like he just smashed into his kidney.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably give it a B too. Maybe a B- for the slowness of it, but the storytelling gives it a B. I got to give it a B. Well, what about the whole thing?
The whole pay-per-view?
Yeah, what would you? Do you want to do grades or you want to give it a?
I can give it a grade.
You want to go Dave Meltzer, 5-star?
Yeah, let's do Dave Meltzer. I give it a 4-star.
You'll go 4-star?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4.25. I'll be a fag like he is. Speaking of which, we'll have to talk about him with the Bash of the Beach thing.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4 actually too.
Yeah.
There's a 4.25. That's it's really the 4 stars that matter.
Yeah. You gotta just always watch the 4 stars. Look at the 4 stars.
4.25, I'm almost insulting it then.